Yogendra Yadav, who's the leader of the Aam Aadmi Party, has been a cephalogist and is in fact still the cephalogist for the Aam Aadmi Party. In this case, Sanjay Kaul of the BJP, Yashwant Deshmukh of C Voter, who's carried out the C Voter surveys we broadcast day before yesterday, and Rita Bahuguna Joshi of the Congress Party. I'd like to go to the BJP first. Sanjay Kaul, I'm not understanding this. Political parties are not meant to do surveys. People who do surveys, media houses do surveys because, we try and find out. Now, political parties doing surveys and then political parties going public with the surveys. I don't know, Sanjay, this seems to be a new trend.
Well, all political parties do internal surveys. The point to note is that internal surveys are for internal consumption. It is very rare that political parties have something which, some information about their own performance which they would like to make public. Now, this is abnormal and frankly speaking, it makes no sense because an internal survey will have no credibility among the public and within the people. So you're right in the sense that that this attempt at basically trying to draw mileage from manufactured realities, this attempt at made-to-order surveys and which appear mysteriously on cue almost is a bit of a surprise. It's no different from that sadhu, who saw gold in a dream, and you expect people to just follow that smell. I don't think I think what happens is that eventually you basically break people's confidence in the kind of stuff that you put out. You also damage the entire process of surveys, opinion polls. So I'm okay if somebody wants to make mockery of this entire process of elections and make make this whole thing a farce. Well, so be it.
Yogendra Yadav, it's not for political parties to be doing surveys. I want you to respond to Dr. Sanjay Kaul of the BJP.
I just thought, Arnav, that your report had mentioned just a few seconds ago that BJP has released some of its findings, and I heard Sanjay Kaul saying that these things make no sense. I heard him say that these are made-to-order surveys. I don't know what kind of surveys BJP gets done, but it would be utterly silly for a party to get made-to-order surveys. Forget all that. I mean, let's come to real point. Of course, it's a very unusual decision. Of course, these surveys were not meant originally to be, made public. But here we are, Arnav, and I thought you would actually begin by appreciating it. Here is a political party that owns up a survey rather than release it through a friendly news channel and pass it off as an independent survey. The party owns up, number one. Number two, it releases not only those findings which are positive. We released our survey when the survey actually said we were not number one. We have released many weaknesses of our party. We've made it public. Call it silly, maybe it's silly, but we just have put out everything. And number three, unlike Mr. Kaul's party, and I think unlike many other practices, this is the first time someone has put a raw data file in public. Yes, we expect people to question us. Yes, we don't expect people to believe. Unfortunately, the reputation of political parties has sunk so much in this country that everyone believes political parties must be lying. And of course, people would say, till yesterday this man was a cephalogist, we could believe him, now he's a politician, he must be lying. I understand that. And that's why we have put it out in public for any person with technical knowledge. And just what is in the studio, I understand that.
What is happening?
Let them question it. Let them come out with raw data file and say this is a false data.
What is, the question here is not about this file or that file. The question is the method. Now, what we have been used to, Dr. Yogendra Yadav, is political parties talking about issues. Political parties talk about water, electricity, people's issues, and till the very end, I can understand that what is happening in Delhi, and that's also quite transparent. We've been talking about it. Let's get Rita Bahuguna Joshi in. Is that there is a fight building up between the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party, which all of us are aware of, or who is the real challenger to the Congress. And the entire positioning of both the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party is in saying that we are the real challenger. Now, it can be argued that one of the reasons the Aam Aadmi Party and the thrust of the Aam Aadmi Party's advertising on radio and also has been in terms of saying that so many number of people, 46%, whatever, want to vote for the Aam Aadmi Party or want to see Arvind Kejriwal as Chief Minister. So the thrust is which one of us is the real opponent to the Congress Party. And without doubt, your survey today is being put because you are trying to tell the people we are the challenger to the Congress party, not the BJP. And similarly, the BJP is saying, forget the Aam Aadmi party. They are only going to get 6%. This internal survey of the BJP, which we are quoting, says only Aam Aadmi party is going to get 6%. So we are lying between extremes. That's the point tonight. So let's get Rita Bahuguna Joshi in on the trend. On the broad trend. Let's get her in, Dr. Yadav, then I'll come back to you. On the broad trend of, political parties releasing surveys. Because this is a new trend. Yes, Ms. Joshi.
Well, you see, I couldn't hear a word of what Yogendra Yadav ji said. But I can only say it's actually a new trend, and it's a very unexpected way a so-called political party is behaving. I think they're trying to fight a psychological battle. They know that they are not there in the field, so they are creating this hype through media to impress the people that they are the real people who are pitched against the Congress. But the one point that you have emphasized and you are saying, and everybody is saying, both BJP and Aam Party are saying that they are fighting with the Congress. That is, they are both contesting against Congress. Now, the Congress has a very solid base, and if you put up posters behind three-wheelers, if you put up posters all over Delhi and declare yourself as the chief minister, declare a party as the winner. Now, having a good psephologist in your party does not mean that you can predict what the results are going to be. The candidates have not been announced. The campaign had not yet started in full swing. The people have yet to decide. This is the capital city. People are going to take a calling on various grounds, on various issues. So I think it's very funny, it's very interesting. I think it was comical that this political party chairperson sits and then declares that we are the winners, so many seats. And let me tell you, Arnab, if they are going at this rate, then others will be all out of the field. They'll be bagging all 100% seats. Because the rate at which they are growing, according to their own surveys, taking them towards not only complete but total majority.
No, I want to
become a little more sensible, a little more logical, come to the field and campaign rather than wasting their time on such things.
Well, everybody has a right to go and have their own method. First of all, I'm not into saying that whether they have a legitimate or illegitimate right to doing it. I'm also not saying that Dr. Yogendra Yadav's figures which he's putting out are illegitimate or that he's doing it for certain mala fide reasons. The only question we are putting together is it's a new thing which is happening. I'm not sure in how many countries individual political parties base their advertising, their thrust on putting together an image. Now, they want to say that we are the contenders to the Congress. They have a right to do that. Yashwant Deshmukh has been the target of some attack by Arvind Kejriwal and other parties. And, questions are there on what your methodology is. Political parties say, Yashwant, that, Aam Aadmi party says, my methodology is better. My information is better. I have more respondents. I put raw data in public domain. That's not the issue. But you have been doing surveys for some time. Have you seen this trend before? Do you think this trend will stay, Yashwant, where political parties will do their own surveys more and more? If they find that other surveys are not results, they don't agree with.
I don't find anything objectionable, on the contrary, I'd say in US, for example, I conduct polls in US as well, and there are so many Democrat pollsters, there are so many Republican pollsters who clearly say that they are Republican and they are Democrats, and the numbers are out there. That's not really unusual in US and many other Western democracies. So I don't find anything wrong in Aam Aadmi Party giving the numbers of their surveys or BJP giving the numbers or Congress. Incidentally, if you take an average of internal surveys of Aam Aadmi Party, BJP and the Congress, then you get the numbers what media is projecting right now. But that's thing apart. What is unusual, Arnab, is if as a political party I conduct a survey and I use that into the advertisements, which I find it unusual because I have hardly seen any political party even using media surveys to put up into the advertisement and saying so and so media is saying that we are winning. We have not come across anything of that sort. So that is unusual. But otherwise, I mean, methodology, numbers are numbers. Yogenji has been doing this in media for 20 years. I have been doing it for 18 years. Sometimes I have got it right and sometimes wrong. Yogenji have got it right. Sometimes Yogenji have got it wrong. So, survey is a survey. I welcome his survey. I find nothing objectionable in Aam Aadmi Party putting up a survey. What I find objectionable at large is the tone and the manner in which it is being said that only our survey is correct and all other surveys are fraudsters, scamsters, the entire media is a paid media, and putting up a question mark on the entire media at large. That is something which I find objectionable. I mean, putting up, I welcome all the surveys. I welcome all the parties put into the surveys. I don't see any issues in any party releasing the survey. They have full rights. And Arnab, to be honest, Yogenji is much more senior to me. Even he will say, even today, if there are 10 survey agencies conducting the survey in that same environment,